There are probably two biggest pleasures you can experience in this life. One is having sex and another is probably beating the Soulspawn game. Today we are going to talk about the latter one. At this point the whole internet is degrading this game to oblivion, but I still have to do my part in asking because this game honestly deserves every prize it gets because it is that good. My name is Simple Gamer and this is my review of one of the most anticipated games of the year, Elden Ring.
Brandish the Elden Ring. For all of us.
In an age where it has become a common occurrence where the hype trains get demolished after the long-awaited game turns out to be a sticking pile of shit, Elden Ring has accomplished pretty much a miracle at this point. It not only lived up to the hype, but exceeded it and went further and beyond. Elden Ring is one of the greatest games I have ever played. It has everything: the sheer size of the world, the number of weapons that are available for you to use, amazing crafted areas, the bosses, and the beautiful levels are for you to explore and experience. Not to mention the main character, who is someone that can fully sympathize and immerse myself with.
Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless.
Well, I feel attacked now. I was really excited about the game, but I would be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. Open world games were something I was getting burned out with, seeing as almost identical and original each and every game was the last few years. Those type of games were always quite open to explore, where really it was just a huge map filled with bunch of towers and enemy camps with some occasional side quests you had to do over and even Halo Infinite, which I really liked as a new Halo fan, suffered from this. Its open world was bland and original, and it felt like everywhere I went it was the same looking level with different constructed enemy camps that acted fundamentally the same at its core. So it was given I was worried about how the FromSoft would manage to combine Souls formula with the open world genre. Would open world elements mess with the traditional Souls experience? Would the world actually feel alive and not as blended as copy-paste as the other games? Would it actually be so big and open to explore that it would get tedious, exhausting and boring as it happened to be with other open world games? At this point I had anxiety attack while thinking about this stuff for months. And finally, when 25th of the February came, I got to try the game and it blew me away. From Software once again managed to create a masterpiece. Elden Ring's vast open world is free to explore. It's so beautifully and carefully crafted that you don't even get tired of running around and discovering new things like I did with other games. I realized the reason why I was so burned out with the open world games was how, at its core, the Western games were just bland and used the same bloody formula every damn time. In my 150 hours of playing this game, never once I did get bored of exploring. It doesn't have those stupid towers you have to clip in order to unlock the area. Yes, there are map parts scattered across the world, but they are really easy to get your hands on and unlock the full map. Each level feels completely different from one another, be it with its own unique art style, enemies, or just atmosphere in general. And please don't get me started on weapons, man. There are so many cool weapons in this game you can find and use. It's just amazing, really. Another cool thing they did here was bringing back the power stats from Dark Souls 2. Basically in Dark Souls 2, if you equipped two weapons of the same category in each hand, it would unlock additional movesets for those two weapons. And it was a pretty cool thing to mess around with and have fun in a game. And they brought it back in Elden Ring and it's better than ever. Another thing worth mentioning is Ashes of War, which are pretty much skills you can customize weapons with. Aside legendary weapons and unique weapons, each normal weapon can be customized with pretty much any skill you want. We had something like this in Dark Souls 3, but in there you had to find a special weapon that had special moveset and you can't really customize it. The difficulty in Elden Ring compared to the other Souls games is honestly really diverse and if anything fair. I say that because Elden Ring manages to be both accessible to the new players as well as equally challenging to the long-time veterans. The main bosses you have to kill in order to pretty much finish the story can be a bit challenging for the new players, but they can be easily overcome if you learn the attack pattern. Some optional bosses on the other hand can be really challenging and they can kick your ass to oblivion even though you are a Souls veteran. Some of them are as hard, if not harder, than Demon of Hatred in Sekiro or even Gale in Dark Souls 3. The beautiful thing about Elden Ring in general is that it is an open world and as such, as opposed most of the previous Souls starters, you don't have to spend a whole day learning the movesets of the strong foe that keeps kicking your ass over and over. You can just go away, keep exploring the world, and then come back later and kill the specific boss after you get stronger. It's such a simple thing, but it adds so much to the whole experience that it's honestly pleasantly surprising. The level design, as I mentioned, is honestly out of this world. Each main area has its own look and feel, as well as its own set of enemies that make up an immersive atmosphere that gradually sucks you in and never lets you go. Sometimes I just couldn't help but sit down somewhere with my character and enjoy the beautiful artistic view in front of me, and once again realize how many beautiful things we can create with our sense of creativity as human beings. Honestly, this game is really massive, and it's not just in the sheer size of the world, but in content as well. It honestly is mind-boggling how they managed to keep this humongous world so rich with content. Once you start exploring, you will just keep on finding new things and areas that you previously didn't know were there. In 2022, where greedy developers and companies just try to suck the money out of you through their monetized garbage games, this game is just honestly a treasure. I just cannot talk about this game in detail without making an hour-long video, so I just settled with briefly summarizing my thoughts, and I hope it was enough for you guys to understand my experience with this beautiful game. Elden Ring is truly a bloody masterpiece, and I give it 10 out of 10 and beyond. I don't care if you don't like Souls games, go open the Steam and buy it. Buy it! It is worth every damn penny in the world, but the ironic thing is, the whole experience at this point, personally for me, is priceless. This game is something really special, as I thought it would be the moment I saw the teaser trailer. So yeah, those were my thoughts about Elden Ring after playing the shit out of this game for a month, and I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching, don't forget to sub and like the video, and I'll see you guys around. Peace!